Hey guys, thanks for coming by. This video will be basically about some few key tips on setting up your stream on OBS Studio. Now, most of these I'll be showing you is similar to XSplit if you are using that one. But what I'm going to be showing you today is a little bit about CLR browser, green screens, Chroma keys, and just kind of the basics of how I set my own stream up here. Now, one of the first things, and a lot of people don't know, is what a CLR browser is, or as they call it, browser capture in OBS Studio. So as you can see here, I only have the display capture, which is allowing you to see what I'm doing here. So what CLR capture or browser capture, as they call it on OBS, is useful for is basically having up anything that pops up automatically, such as follower notifications and other such stuff. So we're going to show you an example of Twitch alerts. Now, Twitch alerts is a wonderful program that, if you haven't seen it, kind of does this kind of stuff. So when someone follows or a notification can pop up, but it's not actually something you're capturing on your computer. It's coming across through a URL, through a website. So what you want to do is, and this works for almost anything that's browser, anything that has a browser link, you can use browser capture. So we're gonna go to alert box. Now I've already set up most of my most of my stuff. I've been streaming for a few years, so I have a lot of stuff. But what you want to do here is take this right here. This is the twitchalerts.com to your alert box, the customized link. You want to come back to your OBS or XSplit. In XSplit, it'll be a little bottom of corner head ad, same thing as this pretty much. Hit browser source, and then we're going to go test this. You want to keep this kind of labeled to what you want so you don't get disorganized. But I'm going to go test Twitch alerts. And now it's automatically going to load up the OBS project website, which you can see the site. You're going to paste in the Twitch alerts. Here you can customize how wide it is, or height, or how many frames per second. I'd always recommend keeping it at 30, as more than 30 you will start taxing your computer. And it's marginal, it's not major, but every little bit adds up, especially when you have a lot of sources and scenes. If you're familiar with CSS, Cascading Style Sheets, you can go ahead and rig up something custom. If not, leave it as it is. Hit OK, and that's quite literally about it. Now, what I'm going to do here is move my OBS over so you can see this a little bit better. We're going to go to here, and we're going to do a quick test. We'll go test fall alert. When I hit this test fall alert, since I set up the test Twitch alerts, we should see something pop up on the screen here. Unless, yeah, there we go. Haha, you're the best. Let's try another one here. Ooh. Music messing up. Now from there, let's see here. Let's try another one. We'll try test this up one here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there it is. And also, you can go ahead and customize it, make it as big as you want. Pretty much you can place it anywhere on the screen. So just to recap real quick, this is useful for everything. Also, what you can use it for is, what I use it for is the chat box over here. You can go ahead and get this link right here like that. Let's minimize that. Want to go here, browser source. Now I already have it actually right here, so we're just going to use the same one. When I right click in properties, you'll notice that it's already there, and it's the chat box. You can customize it like I said. If not, that's, totally up to you. How I do my stuff, let me get over here, general. Oops. No, stay here. Is like this. So if I go I need to debot. Yes, debot. If I go test here, we should see it appear on the screen, which it did right there. You just kind of want to set that up to how you want it to set it up. There you go. Hello world. Oh. And it's going to pop up there. That way you don't actually have to capture other browsers, and there are just two sources right here like that. Makes it nice and simple. And yeah, saves resources on your computers because using Chrome and other things is going to slow it down by quite a bit. And when you're streaming, you definitely want all your CPU and your RAM going to the right locations because it can, with higher, more intense games like No Man's Sky or Deus Ex Mankind Divided or any major new game coming out, things will be better the less you have. Now going on to the camera and green screen because that is something that a lot of people really don't have much of a clue about. What you want to do is in OBS, you have something called the video capture device. Now I'm going to use my existing one. You're going to see my ugly mug here. So we'll click here. And you can already see that I'm already captured and I actually already have my filter done. Make myself a little bit smaller. Weep. Now, what you're going to want to do here is when you first make it, it's going to look like this. You're not going to have nothing filtered, so we'll just remove that real quick. And it's going to look like this. You're going to have something, any color actually, but you either want a blue, blue, red, or green. Those are about your three best choices. Green is the best choice because normally a person's not wearing green, and green, true green as it's called, isn't actually found in nature. It's a variation of basically a man-made type of green. Behind me is, I believe that's a true green. I'm not too sure, but I bought that at Walmart for about $5, and it extends all the way over to left and right of me here. But to get to the point of how to show you how to get rid of that, so you can see stuff behind you, because now you notice that OBS is clipped off. You want to go to your video capture device. You want to right-click on it. You can check through the properties. There's not too much in here. There's a little bit to do. But the main point is going to filters. And then in the bottom left corner here, you want to hit right click, hit add. You can use color key or chroma key. I've used both and both work pretty much exactly the same, but technically it is a chroma key. And we'll go green screen. You can name it whatever you want, doesn't have to be that. Now, right now it's using a custom green, so already it's working fine as it is, which is fairly nice. Sometimes though, if you can barely notice right here, roughly on my camera, you can see those little fuzzies right there. That's because we are using a specific color, just green, and it's deciding what green is for us. But behind me, is it their green? So what you want to do is you want to go to custom. You want to reset all your settings down so everything's back to normal. Hit select color. Hit pick screen color. And now here's a key thing too to note about green screens and lighting, which is very important, is that the top of my green screen up here is a little more lighter, and down over right around here it's not as light. So you want to pick a color in between. You notice my color picker is going up and down, like up here is a little bit lighter, down here is a little bit darker. I tend to go with something right in the middle, that way it has an even balance between it. Once you have it, the similarity, you just want to cut it down until you are comfortable with how it looks. Now if you go too far, you're going to fade out into the matrix and then become nothing, and you just have a creepy face with your eyes peeled out. Ah! Yeah. So you want to make sure you're not too gone, and you want to get just to where you want it. Personally, I don't mind a little bit of a green tinge to me, because when the grand spectrum of it all, you're not going to see much of that. So we hit close. If you want, you can smooth it out, which basically makes it more, well, as it says, smooth. You just have to kind of play with how you want to do your own stuff. I'd recommend just changing the similarity, but you can also do the color key reduction or reduction, which makes it so that green will kind of go away if you up it a little bit, but then also you're not getting the true color of my horrible skin. And now you have a nice green screen over here. You can see things and whatnot. So there's that. Pretty simple. So I'll show you a quick my live scene that I usually normally use and explain a little bit of that stuff because it's uses Deepbot integration with text files, and that's another really cool thing for OBS and any software capture program is loading up text files. It really spices up your streams or whatever you might be doing for YouTube or Twitch or whatever else. So here's my main screen. Now, there's a few key things you probably already noticed on here is my total subs in the top left corner, how my scrolling text, my recent subs in the top middle. I got recent donations from Twitch alerts, and then I also have my followers today in the bottom right corner here, as well as I actually have a Deepbot's new feature, the roulette playing in the background here of my stream. I'll focus on just kind of the main things, and that will be. Let me get down here. We'll start off with. What should we start off with? Once you've seen one, you've probably pretty much seen them all. But we'll do with the new follower, which is at the bottom here, Mr. Warrington, 2016. We go to properties. We're gonna see that it's just basically a local text file. So if we say we want to click up here, we want to go to text, and we'll go create a testing new followers. Hit OK. So when it first comes up here, you have the choice of choosing your font, which you can choose any font you want. Personally, I like to keep things a little bit plain and Jane. That way people don't have a hard time understanding it, and you get your point across pretty easy. And I just realized that you guys can't see this. One quick second. So, if you want to make sure you're not a complete fool and make sure people are seeing what they should be seeing, you want to make sure to turn on your display capture. Haha. Turn up game capture. Alrighty, back to what we were doing here. Let me just delete this real quick. Sorry about that, guys. I always forget that I don't have that on all the time. Anyways, you want to go back down to the ad, go to text, go testing Twitch followers, maybe misspelled. Now, you should be seeing this. You got your font you can choose, any font you want. Like I said, I keep mine plain Jane. If you want, you could go like whatever you want. It's really up to you, you know. And then it's up here, what I just typed. Woo, you can make it bigger, smaller, depending on what you want to do. For this purpose, we're going to go back into properties by right-clicking on it, or you can hit the cog wheel when you do have the source selected. And you want to use what's called the read from file right here. Now, when you click read from file, you want to hit browse, and this will work pretty much any way you want with any text file, like any text file it can read from, any single one. For this purpose, I use personally Deepbot, which is a very amazing program for Twitch streamers specifically. We go into the OBS file. OBS file does work for XSplit too. It's just the folder name that XSplit updates to. And we want to go to, let's see here. We want to go down, up, not total followers. Latest follower. Click latest follower, and bam, that's that. It's going to put in his name, or whoever last followed me. And that way you can position on your screen anywhere you want. You can make it any different colors you want by going into properties, or no, it's in filters, isn't it? No, it's right here. So we could make it like a little bit blue with some red, and that gives it a nice little cool effect. You can pretty much play around with this however you want. Drop shadow, which is pretty cool. I might play around with it a little bit after mine, do my things a little bit differently. Now, if you have something like more than one name, you wanted to basically do a scroll effect because that way it's just not too much plain Jane. So you want to go to right click on whatever source or scene you're working with, hit filters, add in, and go scroll. That's simple. Hit scroll, you determine how fast you want it to go or how slow. You can go the other way. and you can do what you want with that. You can also make it go vertical, really vertical and horizontal. And now it's trippy as hell. So that's how you get stuff scrolling on your screen, going up and down all around. Um, very, very, very simple to do this kind of. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's backwards now. Very easy to do this kind of stuff. What else? The roulette in the back of my stream is actually also a browser source, as I showed you guys earlier. You just put in the URL from Dbot Wikipedia under Stream Interaction Minigames. Recent donations is also a Twitch alerts thing. It's right. Where is it? It's been a while since donation ticker. Yeah, right here. You just get the donation ticker. Bam, away you go. Max donations 3. So you come back here. We should see at least just 3 people up on here. Give it just a quick second or two for it to come back on over. We got Dashing Shadow with a Fiverino. Also, he recently subscribed. We got Romans with a 50. And Arkham with a Fiverino. That's 3 names. If I wanted to show more, I could change this up higher. If I wanted to text scroll faster, I could. Since this is not a text, this is not a text base. So if I went into filters, I guess I could scroll to scroll. Scroll to scroll. But no purpose needed, as it's already scrolling from the original source of it. This way you won't have to have your browsers open as much. And what I do for my own chat is I won't have this at all, and I just use Dbot's chat here. That way it's not using Chrome at all in my task manager, and that is very important because all browsers will use up some space, some CPU and stuff. One Chrome could use, I mean, depends on your computer. Everyone's computer is different, so everything will work differently. But for mine personally, if I click Chrome here, and we'll just move it over to the other side of the window real quick. We come up, look at it. Look. That's 0.5, 1%, 1% CPU. And that's just from that down there. You know, it can raise up, it can go lower. The more you do with it, the more it's going to go up. And it's just unneeded. So we close it out, and we have that much more CPU to do whatever we need to do with it. It's very useful to try to minimize how much CPU and RAM you're using. More or less the CPU, because RAM is something that will almost never run out as long as you got above 8. What else is there? I guess we can show you the settings a little bit here. So for your basic settings for stream, you're going to want to first come into stream, select your service, which should be Twitch or whatever else you're doing. Select your server. For me, the closest server is San Francisco. It will automatically detect the closest server for you, or you can choose manually what you want. Stream key, Google that, how to find it. It's under video. It's under your dashboard itself at the top of the screen on Twitch. Output is a little more special. You want to keep your audio bitrate about 160. That's where Twitch does prefer your bitrate to be at for your audio. For video bitrate, this is a little different. Your video bitrate will depend on what output you're scaling to. The higher your bitrate, like a 1080 by 920 or whatnot, or whatever the hell it is, you'll want your bitrate to be about 3500. Now, my bitrate's a little bit high for what it is, and I do that specifically to make sure there's no artifacting or pixelization on mine. I am outputting it at 720 resolution, so really I could have my output about 2500 and it still works fine, and I could probably do it 2000. You can find a guideline on it at, let me pull it up real quick. It's Twitch bitrates. If you Google Twitch bitrates and then come to the very first thing that pops up, you want to scroll down a little bit, and it's going to be right here. So for 720, it's asking anywhere from 1800 to 25, and 1080p is anywhere 3000 to 3500. Like I said, I go in a little bit on the upside of it because it's just I don't want any issues with my quality, how it looks. And if I go to 1800, some of those games that are really fast paced, it will not be able to upload and encode correctly, and you will run into some pixelization where the images look blurry. You won't drop frames, but your picture will look blurry on the screen, and that's one of my biggest pet peeves personally. You can, of course, look through these other ones here to see what bitrate fits for you. What else? Audio, pretty much default. You might have to change what your mic is taking in because it'll be like default, and sometimes it'll be through your monitor or through your webcam, and you do not want that. Video, I'd always recommend keeping it at 30 frames per second. Anything above 30 frames per second is really it's unneeded. People will be, oh, I want the best looking thing. Well, it's still going to look almost exactly the same from 30 to 60. It doesn't matter that greatly, and you will save a ton of CPU by doing at 30 rather than 60. Um, yeah. Besides that, those are just some basic tips of how to set your stream up. Green screen, scrolling text, all that kind of stuff. The newest follower and followers today that I have on my screen are actually part of my layout. It's not actually a text file or anything like that. And then yeah, that's how that works. Pretty simple. Uh, I might do some stuff for Depop, but that'll be another tutorial on how to set that kind of stuff up. If you guys want me to or have any questions, stretch, let me know. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You can find me in my Discord almost 24/7. I'm always about and around. And if not, just swing by my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Terrais. I am more than happy to help you guys and get you rocking and rolling. Bow, bow. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Do appreciate it. Let me have any suggestions in the comments. Tell me I suck. Tell me what's great. Blah, blah, blah. Don't care. Thick skin. And I will see you guys later on.